My name is Caroline. I'm 32 years old, and I made a mistake, one so big, it tore my world apart in a matter of seconds. 1 minute, I was laughing, riding the high of a good night, and the next, I was sitting in a quiet house, phone in hand, hoping for a message that would never come. I never truly believed Ryan, my husband, would walk away from me. I figured he'd be upset, maybe give me the cold shoulder for a while. But actually leave, pack his bags and disappear from my life? That possibility never crossed my mind. Yet that's exactly what he did. And now I'm not just ashamed, I'm alone. Because in one impulsive moment, I didn't just lose the man I loved. I lost everything. It all started with a conversation I barely remember, one of those throwaway moments where you're trying to be witty, entertaining. I was out having dinner with friends, wine glass in hand, feeling confident, maybe a little too full of myself. We were swapping stories about relationships, laughing over hypothetical questions like, if you had to choose between your partner and someone else, who'd it be? Without a second thought, I smiled, flipped my hair, and blurted out something I thought was edgy and hilarious. Oh, please. I'd pick my coworker over Ryan in a heartbeat. The table burst into laughter. I laughed too. I even added a cheeky wink to sell the joke. It was playful. At least, that's what I told myself. I wasn't confessing anything serious. I wasn't actually saying I'd leave my husband for some guy I work with. But for that brief moment, I felt bold, admired, like I was the center of attention. My friends were laughing. One even nudged me with a grin like I'd said something deliciously scandalous. It was fun. It was supposed to be harmless. Ryan, though, he didn't laugh. He didn't even speak. He just sat there, staring at me. Not angry. Not amused. Just still. And that should have been the red flag. Ryan isn't the type to argue loudly or call attention to his anger. When something really hits him, he goes quiet. And this was complete silence. I brushed it off, rolled my eyes, kissed him on the cheek, and told him to lighten up. But the moment we stepped into the house, he turned to me and asked something that knocked the wind out of me. Do you actually feel that way? I blinked. What? What you said at dinner, he replied, calm but steady. Was that a joke? Or do you truly think you'd be happier with someone else? I laughed it off, tried to wave it away. Ryan, come on. You know I didn't mean it like that. Then why say it? That's when something shifted in me. Instead of apologizing, like I should have, I got defensive. Arms crossed, voice sharper than it needed to be. It was a joke. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Ryan let out a short, bitter laugh. Not the amused kind. The kind that tells you a line's been crossed. He shook his head slowly, raking a hand through his hair like he was trying to steady himself. You know, he said, his tone like a knife wrapped in calm, I've spent years trying to make you feel fulfilled. And the one time you light up like that, it's over someone else. Oh, come on, Ryan, I started. But he cut me off, firm and steady. No, seriously, Caroline. If you really believe there's someone out there who's better for you, then why are you even here? And that's when everything shifted. It wasn't just a spat anymore. This wasn't one of those late-night arguments that fizzled out by morning. This felt final, real, like something was breaking, and I couldn't stop it. Ryan, please. I tried, but he shook his head slowly. I thought we were partners, he said, voice quiet but heavy. I thought this marriage actually mattered. Clearly, I was wrong. I laughed nervously, trying to play it off like this was still salvageable. You're seriously this upset over a stupid joke? But he didn't even look at me. He just turned and walked upstairs. 20 minutes later, I followed, heart pounding, panic slowly blooming in my chest. I found him in our bedroom, suitcase open on the bed, folding clothes, packing. I leaned in the doorway, arms crossed tightly like that might hold everything together. You're really leaving over this? His back was to me, but I heard him mutter, it's not just this. He zipped the suitcase closed, and that's when the panic truly set in. Because suddenly, I could see it. All of it. The way I'd brushed him off. The dismissive comments. The small cuts that built over time. How I always assumed he'd stay, no matter how far I pushed. I begged him to stop. I told him it was all a misunderstanding, a mistake, that he was blowing it out of proportion. But he wasn't listening. He grabbed his keys, walked past me like I wasn't even there, and just like that, he was gone. The days after that were brutal. I kept convincing myself he just needed space, that he'd cool down and come home, that we'd talk it out like we always did. Just another rough patch. Nothing more. But then I saw it. An email, sitting in our shed inbox. Follow up on your apartment inquiry. That was when the bottom dropped out. He wasn't staying with a friend. He wasn't clearing his head. He was looking for somewhere new. A fresh start. I tried to call. Straight to voicemail. Texted him. Nothing. Finally, I recorded a voice note, my hands trembling as I spoke. Ryan, can we just talk? Please. This has gotten way out of hand. I didn't mean it. You know I didn't. You're the only one I want. Just come home. Silence. The next day, silence again. Then, finally, a reply. Thanks for confirming what I've suspected for a long time. You only care about people for what they give you. I guess I was no different. That made me feel sick. Because as much as I wanted to deny it, part of me knew he wasn't wrong. I called again. This time he picked up. But his voice, ice cold. What do you want, Caroline? I poured everything out. Told him he was wrong, that I was misunderstood, that this wasn't what it looked like. That I loved him. He let me finish. And then, with no emotion, just said, I need time. Don't call me again unless I reach out first. Click. And now, I'm here. Staring at my phone like it holds the key to fixing everything, knowing deep down the message I'm waiting for may never come. I used to think I held all the cards. That I could say anything, do anything, and he'd still be there. But now, I don't have a husband. And the worst part, the coworker I made that stupid joke about, he's not interested. Never was. So here I am, alone. Nothing left. And no one to blame but me.